Peace once again. What's going on, everybody? This is Daniel Lucas back again. Alright, taking a little break on the job, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Doing a little work on the trains, whatever. And what's going on in Reggie the Redbird. Okay, real quickly. Okay, what I got here, I went on ahead and did some super detailing on the MTH R-17 subway cars and stuff. What I did was I added the electrical portions on the front of the car. I shortened the couplers to where they are, a little closer where the cars can be, it's semi-close, whatever, and detailed it to look like back in the late 70s, early 80s. All right. I think the MTH, they did a mighty fine job with the cars. However, I wish they would have did a little more research on the routing. It was only a short time. The 5 train ever ran to South Ferry, and that was very brief. If anything, it's Bowling Green, really. The R-17 served the 7 line. It is served primarily also the 4, 6, and the 5 line, and sometimes the 2 and the stuff. So, and they were predominant around that time. The later models, the R21s and the R22s and the R26s and so on, started going a little more, started getting a little more, eventually the circular window, was modified. Well, the cars from St. Louis Car and Foundry modified them, and they kind of like straightened things out. So with the drop sash window and then eventually a solid window. All right, let's try to steady this camera just a bit. All right. Again, this is the way I seen the cars when I was younger. I went on and extended the 3rd rail shoes. Not only that, but I also, let me focus this camera just a little bit. All right. Yeah, I did a little work on the 3rd rail shoes. Let's just get up a little closer. As a matter of fact, okay, I made it so way the cars could be live, could be lit from a 3rd rail. I plan to install also. So, these are, I decorated them to where they once looked when I was a kid. Graffiti, it's not something that we're all proud of, but, there's a tone of reality. And for those that came up in that era, we remember those times. Again, I'm about realism. So, and I'm not going to shortchange anybody with the, with the way these subway cars are. MTH did a mighty fine job, with the R-17. And I know it's kind of late in the models, Proto 1000 did their version, but they were too tall, and the trucks, was not on scale. It was kind of tall. It sat up too high. Another thing that I wish MTH would have done, was made the lights more directional. Because 1 minute the train can go forward, and then the next minute, at the end of the line, those 2 lights on the top could flare to red instead of, the train going in one direction. Also, I wish they would have did a little more with the cab. They focused a lot on, the electronics on the car. Another thing I admire it's what they done with the undersection, the underbody. Okay, I use these two unpowered cars, to test out, for the provision, of what I'm going to do with the rest of the cars, as far as the undercarriage and also detailing and whatnot. But, what I'm focusing on with a lot of the cars is close coupling. It's something out there that I've been wanting to do for a long time, to try to bring just a little bit more of a realism, within the cars. And, what we saw, back when we were kids. Again, it's a mighty fine model. The interior is wonderful. There's provisions. You could lift the shell off. You could put passengers up in there. And, like I said, I decorated it to, when, what it looked like when I was a kid. I'm 40 years old now. I'm not afraid to tell my age, but this is what they once looked like, and this is what, many of us that are in that age range remember the trains. I put the little pigtails and stuff, the trip cocks and everything right there, and on the front and whatnot. And, the main thing is to, try to, especially with the couplers and the electrical portions. I still use KD, the KD knuckles, because, to do the actual H2C coupler, is a hell of a job to do, and, a hell of a kit bash. But, I've also heard that MTH is going to do their version of the R21 and R22, which I also will have on order when they announce, when they come out. So this is just a little brief, little thing right here, for the what I've been working on my break, so trying to add a little realism, on what to expect and what to look at, with the train. Another thing is they have somewhat of a keep along capacitor, even for a mere few seconds and stuff. So, you run it on dirty track and whatnot, the lights will still stay on. These cars will be intermixed in with the rest of the cars, and eventually, I didn't put anything vulgar like that, just some little cheesy graffiti on there, and because this is also going on to the series. Still want to make it friendly, family friendly, but at the same time, we can't have step one reality. So I'm going to go ahead and conclude this video, okay, because I'm about to get back on the clock. Go ahead and take another tour on the rail yard, and stay tuned. Again, please like, subscribe, comment, share. You already know what it is. All right, this is Daniel Lucas, aka Abdul Kabir Aki. Peace.